So I'm here with the Rowan field hockey coach, head coach Michelle Andre. Thank you for sitting down with me for a few minutes. So my first question is, when you were in college, what was it like playing not only field hockey but also softball, and you played a year of lacrosse too?
Yeah, I worked the 10-semester eligibility rule. It was great. Like I felt like I grew each season playing. I had different coaches for each sport, so to get that kind of experience and be able to be competitive all year round was great. We didn't non-traditional seasons weren't like how they were now, so a lot of people were playing double sports. That didn't stop me from playing pickup field hockey in the winter or going to have a catch with softball during the fall. But by being competitive 2 seasons in a row, all the time, I feel like that I had a certain maturity when I was playing.
Was field hockey always your number one sport, like in high school and college?
In college, it definitely became my number one. I played softball the longest. So softball was something that was always I was playing since I was 8 years old. So, I had a lot of success in field hockey in high school. It did translate into college, and I had success with softball. But I was playing a lot of softball in the summers and stuff.
And then after college, you got into coaching right away. How did that kind of come about?
Well, I was planning on staying here for grad school. So like I said, I took 5 years to graduate. So that 5th year I played lacrosse. And then there was going to be a graduate, back then we had graduate assistantships. So there was going to be a graduate assistant positioning opening up in the department. So I thought that I would go to school, apply for the GA position in athletics, which the AD at the time, Joy Solomon, allowed me to coach field hockey and lacrosse. So I essentially was doing 3 different things as a GA, which was great, like prepared me for my future. So that's kind of how I got into it, being a GA here and get my master's. Yeah.
And then you kind of just stuck with it enough to become a head coach.
Yep.
Was it University of Rochester?
Yep, that was my first full-time job, yep.
So Rochester and Stockton, both before you got there, were traditionally programs that didn't have much success. What was it like going there and then kind of posting like career high wins for that program? Just kind of turning it around a little bit.
Yeah, Rochester they both were unique in the sense that they both look different. Like Rochester was a private school, very R1, very well-known type school up there, academic, expensive to go to, wonderful facilities. They had better. We were playing on AstroTurf when I got up there, so it was a quicker turnaround at Rochester, and they were both programs that were ready for a change. Stockton was a fairly new program. I think it became a program in 2004. So when I took it over in 2009, it felt like we kind of had to do a reset. So I spent my first 2 years just recruiting, and wins looked differently at Stockton those first 2 years, like getting them to do defensive corners well or defend the pool right well. And then we kind of, like, as with recruiting and just being small stuff coaching, Stockton kind of took off. Rochester, I was able to, like, because it was it allowed me to search nationally. So I really think that kind of helped me to where I'm at right now, because I've had experience in the private and another NJAC, like understanding what recruiting should look like, and how each you have to recruit to the school strengths.
How was it like you went to Rowan for college and then coached here for a few years? You grew up in South Jersey. What was that like going to upstate New York? Is that out of your comfort zone?
The first time it snowed in October, I was like, where did I move? I was out of practice. It started snowing at practice in October. It was an experience. I loved it. I loved the city up there. It was very artsy. There was always something to do. The athletics community and the Rochester community was very welcoming. It was a great place to have the first job. I had great support, and I felt like it really was such a great place. And it was a great place to live. Like festivals, like up there in the summers, falls were beautiful, and winters would wear on you. But yeah, that was fun when I first saw snow in October.
When you were at Stockton, did you have it in the back of your head that you wanted to come back to Rowan and become the head coach there?
I mean, this was always my dream job. I never knew if it would happen. I was very happy at Stockton. I thought, okay, we're in the NJAC. I can get good athletes. There's certain major programs that I can recruit kids that can't get, like they had speech pathology. Rowan doesn't have speech pathology, so I was able to like find kids that had wanted certain majors to be successful. I never really thought about coming back to Rowan until it happened.
How did that happen?
Penny was she was the head field hockey coach, and she was an associate AD, and they moved her full into associate AD, so the position opened.
And you were like,
you were
on that right away?
I was on there right away. I
Um,
was like, how fast can I get my resume in?
So then, since you've come back here, Rowan was always successful, but it took a couple years, but then you start winning NJAC championships. Just how much fun has it been the last 10 years coaching here,
It's
winning
been
championships?
Listen, it holds special meaning. It's been a lot of fun. It's hard work to maintain that and to get people that are, again, want to be here at Rowan because of our majors and stuff like that. We can recruit on a national level because of especially with engineering. It has been such a joy. It means more because I want them to have a great experience, whether they're on the team for 1 year or 4 years, because it's a great place to be. Like it's a great team, and it's hard work. Not everybody gets to do it, and so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, how much time gets put into it? Obviously, you play end of August to November, but like outside of that, behind the scenes recruiting, like how much time commitment would you say you put into field hockey in the off season?
We put a good amount. Like my assistants were, and I didn't go this year, but we were usually on the road Thanksgiving weekend. We go right down to Virginia. We'll be on the road in January for 2 weekends in a row. And then we start our non-traditional in February. So we get 24 days. So we're doing that, and also now recruiting our 26 class. Like we have our 25s already pretty much committed. And, keep an eye on the transfer portal and see if anybody wants to come home.
Do you have any goals for yourself or for the program over the next couple years?
Yeah, I mean, personally and professionally, I would love to bring the program back to a national championship. Only one female sport has won it, which has been field hockey. And I think, we're right there knocking on the door. I learn something new every time we go to the NCAA tournament, what we need to do. And I learned some things again this year. To strive to be able to put ourselves in a position to compete for a national championship and win one.
All right, that's it.
All right, Dakota.
Thank you.
Thank you.